about B2K. I said I was gonna go live every time I feel like it, and this morning I felt like it. I'm hoping to find somebody out on the internet that's familiar with this type of electronic harassment. I've been going through it for months now, and I need to find more about it. I'm hoping somebody will come on live that is familiar with this type of assault. What's happening is I'm hearing AI voices, not just one, but three. And they claim to be different organizations, everything that they say is not true, but they claim to be the police, they claim to be Freemasons, they claim to be LGBTQ, they claim to be YouTubers. So since my harassment started online, I figured I'm gonna take it back online. I only have about 10 lives, and I'm gonna keep going live until I get some kind of information or satisfaction out of it. Because, this is an ongoing assault. It's violating my constitutional rights. It's invading my privacy. They're doing brainwashing, hyper persuasion. They're doing stalking, following, mind reading. It's like telepathy is what they're using now. It could be some kind of scam, but it's making me think that they're reading my mind, because I could be laying down and just thinking of things I'm gonna do the next day, and I would hear like a female voice saying word for word what I'm thinking without me even moving my lips. So it's very terrifying, and I think this technology is out here. It could be a scam where it's ringing, the sound is going back to my ear, and there's no kind of telepathy happening, but they're using something on me. And when I say they, I don't know who. All I can tell you is what they're telling me, and those are the few groups that they named. But I really feel like if it was somebody who was doing something like this, knowing that it's illegal, they would use false groups and organizations to cover their tracks. They track my phone. I've talked to the police so many times. They tell me they have no idea, not aware of that type of technology, but it's going on. I would not be in front of this camera talking about this if it wasn't happening to me. And no, it's not schizophrenia. It's a man-made schizophrenia. Some people call it game stalking, but it's just stalking. It's harassment. And I think it has a lot to do with me being on YouTube. I have maybe about 800 videos on YouTube. And it's just me talking about my everyday life. So when I was going on live chats, I would debate people, and I feel like since I was doing all that debating, they decided to target me. And target me with the B2K, Voice to Skull, the following me around, the stalking. It was like with the V2K, they would just be talking. Nothing but profanities, calling me all kinds of different names, talking about what I'm gonna do today, and then they berate it, their favorite word is stupid. They love calling people stupid, and it makes me feel kind of lost when I don't know what's going on. I've never experienced this before in my life. That's why I'm taking it to the internet, because this is where it it came from. It came from the internet. Somebody on the internet, those trolls that be on the internet all the time on everybody's page, trying to decide who they're gonna fuck with next. If you're not talking like Juvenile and everything peaches and cream, they will target you. They start with the theater skits, pretending like they're homeless, acting like they're having some kind of drug overdose. You'll see people leaning really hard, standing up leaning. But like I said in my other videos, homeless people don't act like that. It's definitely orchestrated. Someone is orchestrating it. I feel like it's probably informants, trying to get into everybody's business, trying to find out what these YouTubers are about, what they're into. And someone said that once you sign up for YouTube, that you gave them permission to pretty much invade your privacy. I don't feel like I did that. Only thing I signed up for is to make some videos, to be constantly harassed, threatened. They threatened me. It was like my fifth live video, and somebody wrote kill. And the way I see it, to write kill on the first, maybe the fifth video I made, that is very real. Somebody do not want me on YouTube at all. They don't want a free thinker. They don't want your opinions. They want scripted opinions. And yeah, they call me all kinds of different names with the V2K. They will not shut up, even when I'm sleeping. I could wake up in the middle of the night and they're in a full rant. So, like I said in my other video, it's three of them. It's a male, two males and one female. But the female will lie and say that she's male. They also say they have kids, and then in the next breath they'll say they don't have kids. So I'm sitting up here communicating with someone I don't see, and no, it is not schizophrenia. I know for a fact my brain would not turn on me like this. I believe it's being done by these internet hackers. So hopefully somebody will come through here that knows a little bit about V2K gang stalking and know that it's very real. It's very real, and it's here. And the public should be aware of it. And I think what they do is target people that's on YouTube. They love to look and see what you got in your house. As you can see, I don't have anything in my apartment, and I kind of like it that way, because it's like they got these telephones where you can be talking on live and they're walking, strolling down your hallway looking at everything you got. I feel like it's a criminal. It's a criminal organization that is on the internet. Everybody know that there's scams on the internet. Well, these people are on the internet 24 hours a day looking for something to rob. They're trying to rob people. They're checking out the stuff we got. And by me not having anything that they can extort out of me, they started messing with my head, using V2K on me. Hi. They started using V2K on me when they couldn't get, people to get into my life. They like to send people fake friends. Somebody is really super friendly. That's one way that good morning. That's one way that they get to you. They'll send somebody that, fake friendly, over friendly, and will not let you not interact with them. They just bombard you with their presence. Every time you turn around, you would see that person that's that that's targeting you. Everywhere you go, they send someone to target you. I'm from Florida, but I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah, experiencing B2K. When I was in Florida, I was hearing a little bit, but since I've gotten here, they're doing like whole sentences and it's on a loop, but they will get off the loop and just talk shit. It's like they have a schedule where someone get on there and talking to you all day, and it's usually just insults. They're mimicking schizophrenia. You are good at this. You are good at this. Good job. Well, I don't really see it as a job. This is just warning to others about this this attack on society is what it is. People got this technology that they're using against the masses. They're gonna cause mass psychosis. At a time, I was thinking that they were just trying to get a lot of people, to go see the doctor. You know what I'm saying? To get them on meds. And once you get on meds, you lose your some of your rights. So the rights are being attacked. They want you to lose a lot of your rights to carry, weapons and stuff like that. They want to discredit you by, having you go to doctors and have to see a psychiatrist or somebody in that field. Well, I'm glad you have hope, but the thing I really need is help. I need someone to tell me how to stop this. I need someone to tell me how they doing it, because I hear this V2K everywhere I go. I don't know if they follow me around, but I know they follow me. I know they're following me around, but I just don't know how they're getting into this apartment. I don't know if they're sitting outside in the parking lot or or well, I don't think they put nothing in this apartment. It's just they're doing it remotely. They're somewhere doing their V2K, and it's electronic harassment. And when I say electronic harassment, I don't mean emails, phone calls. I mean like shooting frequencies at you. Somebody said something about direct energy weapons. I'm not sure about that. I don't feel like I'm being hurt physically. I feel like my brain is being attacked. Like they're trying to drive me crazy, just keep talking to me day in and day out. Now I won't shut up. Saying the same things over and over again. It's scripted, but sometimes they get off script just to, call your name or something like that. But yeah, it's happening and it's very real, and I'm hoping that someone could let me know what it is. And it seems like they keep telling me to go back to my hometown. I don't know why, but I was in my hometown. I was in my hometown for decades. And so they'll tell you to go somewhere, go back home, get out of their house. They love to say their house. Every part of the country is their house. They act like they're running the whole fucking world because they got this machine on their side. So they're telling me to go back to where I was raised at, which I was there my whole life. So I don't know the point. It's like they don't want YouTubers to travel around the country. tell me talking about they hate YouTubers, but in a way, I believe that they are YouTubers. I believe they're YouTubers that's fucking with me. Somebody got hold to some kind of technology and just, I mean, just using it on me is nonstop harassment. And I really think that it could be law enforcement because I don't think just a civilian, I don't think the government will let a civilian have this type of technology where it's, I mean, I could be dreaming and this thing act like it's in my dream telling me what I dreamt and then they try to criminalize my dreams. If I dream of smoking a J, they'll yell, "You're doing drugs," and I could just wake up from a dream because where I'm at now, weed is not, um, it's not legal. So sometimes I have a dream of smoking a joint. And yeah, I can hear the V2K telling me that I'm doing drugs. So they try to criminalize everything, even your dreams. And I know this is hard to believe. I can't believe it's happening to me, but it is. It's happening. And like I told them, I'm gonna come on here every time I feel like it, because if I don't talk to someone, they're gonna get what they're aiming for. They want me to go bonkers. They want me to go crazy. Like I could be walking down the street and I can hear a name being called. Let's just say bitch, and I'm walking by someone and they would say bitch while I'm passing a person and I look back at the person because I'm thinking they're the one that said it. So they're trying to get me in confrontations, trying to get me in trouble, you know, because I'm thinking someone called me out of my name that just passed by me when all it is the B2K. And they tell me they ain't gonna never stop. They told me that they're gonna be stalking me for 2 years. They ain't gonna never stop. And they accused me of all different kind of crimes. I went to the police and I asked them if they needed to talk to me about anything. You know, I had to check my hometown to see if I had warrants, and none of that is the case. The police told me they do not have anything they want to talk to me about, and I don't have warrants nowhere in the country. But this thing keeps saying that I do over and over again. And they'll claim that it's a particular group is after me. And it's the groups that I named earlier in the videos. But I've called the Masons. I asked them, you know, do you got something you need to talk to me about? Are you a part of this B2K? And I had a good long conversation with a Mason, and they told me simply that they don't do that sort of thing. That's not what they do. So it could be just some computer geek that discovered a way to mess with people and or got hold to certain machinery and using it against the masses. But it's very real. I need everybody to understand that it's very real, and I need someone to come through to explain to me if you know anything about it. You know, I'm not joking. This is not a joke. I'm very serious about what I'm talking about. You know, this is me reaching out to the public for help because I'm being assaulted, verbally assaulted every day. They call it electronic harassment. And it's so intense. It's when I go to bed, it's when I wake up, it's throughout the whole day, just a verbal assault. And they're using hyper persuasion, trying to convince me of whatever that they claim is true. Um, okay, what does it say? How many alarms you set? Okay, that's a question and answer sticker. But yeah, I'm subjected to a verbal assault every day. I'm hearing it. It's not, I'm gonna say it again, it's not schizophrenia. I checked my brain, I looked all through it, and I know my brain would not betray me like this. Someone is doing it. And if one day I find out that I do have this type of psychosis, I would be right back on here and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going through something and I just didn't know that I was suffering from an illness." But I feel now, as I sit in front of you, I'm not suffering from an illness. I'm suffering from an attack. I'm being attacked by one of those groups. It could be just a person that's doing this. They claim they're on a satellite and all this kind of jazz, but I don't know. That's why I'm coming to the public with it. I don't know if it's a satellite. I don't know if it's a supercomputer, because one day it just came through. You know, it just came through. It started with, "Get out of my house, get out of my house," because I went to Utah out of the blue, and all of a sudden I was hearing, "Get out of my house, get out of my house." And it was so loud that I had to ask, somebody else. I'm like, "Are you hearing this?" But they could not hear it. So I don't know. I can't wait until I get around my family. It seems like they attacked me when I was by myself. When I'm with my family, then I could really ask somebody that I know and trust, are they hearing what I'm hearing? Because I really don't have anyone in this state that I could trust, that I know that would tell me the truth. And you can't just go up to a stranger and be like, "Can you hear what I'm hearing?" I need somebody that I could trust, that can listen and observe also. And if it's in my head, then I would be back on here telling everybody it was in my head. But I really truly believe it's not in my head, because the first the first few videos I did about V2K, I got a threat, a death threat. So, they wrote "kill" on the on the chat, spelled it out. So that tells me somebody is doing it. Yes, they wrote KILL and they mixed it up. So somebody is definitely doing it. They're trying to scare me up, trying to make me paranoid, talk to myself. They're just, they're talking to me constantly. And the words that they saying is so vile until you can't help but respond. When somebody is calling you out of your name and you're hearing it, you're gonna say something, either F you, or, what the fuck is this? What is this? You're gonna try to figure it out, because that's what your brain does. It tries to figure out what's going on. And my brain has analyzed this so many times, trying to figure out how this is happening. But I can't seem to get a clear understanding of how these people is doing this, and they love to say, "Oh, you so stupid." Well, I didn't study anything that to mess with people's heads. I didn't study that, so yeah, I guess I am a little um, dense when it comes to what technology they're using. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means. But the way it feels, they say so many. They say the same thing. They ask for money. They ask for any kind of government benefits they think I may have. They ask. They tell me I have to confess. And the thing is, I tried to find out what they was talking about, but the police says they don't know what I'm talking about, and that I don't have any warrants. So I mean, it's just bull crap. That's why I'm on here trying to figure out if anybody knows what this is and how they doing it. I know it's AI. These are definitely AI, but somebody is working this machine. They're working the computer, and they're working it every day. They probably turn it on and walk off and go to work or whatever and just have it looping all day long and recording they claim they're recording everything I say throughout the day and every day, and they've been doing it for months now. They claim they're recording everything I say. I think they just turn on the machine and just go about their day, and then check the machine to see what I've discussed, how I responded from the harassment. It feel like somebody is experimenting on me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. I mean, I've been called everything in the book, and I've called them everything in the book. But I've checked, and I checked good. I don't have any kind of warrants. Nobody wants to talk to me. It's just some weirdo that's suffering from little micro penis syndrome that thinks think they got an upper hand on society, because I had got on this chat line. It was like a dating app, and somebody came on there talking about I'm just a small blank Asian that wants some pu blank, want some sex. I'm just say sex. And he said it's so nasty and vicious. It reminds me of like these voices I hear, like it's some Asian guy doing it, because he just came on a chat with this menacing voice talking about he had a small penis and he wanted some sex. And that's when I was on a chat line. That's why I say they got my phone um, hacked, and they use like word prediction, a lot of word prediction. So if anybody come through, please hit that like and subscribe so I can get these videos out. I mean, first they was trying to extort me. They was trying to extort money from me, and then they started like trying to find, like as I'm laying in the bed or whatever, and they was trying to find um, um, some kind of story, some kind of trauma in my life. If I'm laying down, you know how you can just think of stuff maybe from the past, and it just passed through your brain. Well, they latched on to it, and they're trying to traumatize me, and they're trying to say that things that happened in my past was my fault, and yeah, and it's not true. So what they do is try to find some kind of trauma. They just listen to your brain waves or something until you think of something that maybe kind of hurt you in the past, and they hold on to that and they'll repeat it over and over that it's your fault, my fault, and you should confess to it. And it's a mind screw. It's a mind screw because, like I told you, I've talked to authorities and nobody want to talk to me about anything. So they just keep going on and on and on trying. It's like they're trying to convince me or themselves that it's true. Any kind of bad trauma that happened, that it's my fault. So they will do that. And other than that, they looping. Everything is a loop. They loop it every now and then. They'll go off script, and when they do go off script, it's just to call your name. Like even if you skip a shower, they'll talk about you not showering, and they call you all kinds of names about you not showering. They'll talk about your weight, if you gain weight. If you think to yourself, I'm gaining a little weight, then they'll call you fat and shit. So they just use anything they can against you, anything. And so I've been going through this for some months now, and it's pretty extreme. And I really believe it got to be some kind of public servant or some nerd sitting around messing with people's heads. I think it's a group of them because I think it's a machine, an AI machine, and they just turn it on and just let it run. They just let it run day in and day out, and I think they have schedules that they get on, and they sit there and they listen to everything you think. Well, at least they want you to believe that they can hear your thoughts. They're playing some kind of game that makes you think they hear what you're thinking. And I really believe it's a scam. It's some kind of scam. I said this 100 times over, and I probably say it some more because I want everyone to understand that a lot of people can't go through all my videos and check them out. But for the most part, it's the same thing, what I'm telling you. But in some videos, I'm telling you about the things they've done, you know. Right now, they're in full V2K mode. It's nothing but name calling and, name calling, just name calling and accusing. They're not doing anything else. I think they skipped over the um, the street theater and just using B2K on me now. Every now and again, they would clown me with some street theater. I know it's gonna take a while for me to run into anybody that know what I'm talking about. And that's okay, but from what I hear, they said they're gonna continue to do this as long as they wanna do it. So I'm gonna have to continue going on live and letting people know. And then yes, they death threat me. The reason why, another reason why I came on here is because they're threatening me. They're threatening my life. They're saying they're gonna kill me for talking about this. They may try to stage an accident. They may come in here and put something in my food. And if they don't do it, they're saying they're gonna do it. They're saying that they are going to hurt me. They say what the exact words, they're gonna put me in the hospital. And the one that's saying that is the male voice. He's he sound like Barry White, but I call him Barry White. But he's going. Okay, that was a phone call I got from the police department. I'm trying to get out of here. I gotta get out of here because this place is absolutely making me sick with MB2K. I can't take it. I need the support of my family and my friends because I believe this person or these things or this machine, somebody is working that machine. Somebody is working that machine and they're targeting me. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to get someone to help me out of this situation, and I have to go through the police department. Hopefully, hopefully they can assist. I don't know, but I was trying to get them to understand that this P2K, the electronic harassment that I'm getting, is making me sick, physically sick. I have, I'm having a hard time sleeping. Man, I'm having a hard time interacting with people because it's making me feel like I can't trust anyone. That's why I have to be around my family and friends. And if you're going through this type of harassment, do not go through it by yourself. Tell somebody about it because this program or whatever they doing is to isolate you. They want you isolated so they can make you miserable. So you can be alone and miserable. That's why you need your family and your friends. And um, if you're not connected with family and friends, get connected. Start being connected. Start talking about this. Because if we don't talk about it, it's going to continue. It's going to get worse until everybody is going to be prone to this type of harassment. All right. Well, that was another phone call from the police department. I'm trying to get out of here. I feel stuck in Utah. And I'm waiting for my lease to end. But, that's the messed up part. I can't tell you how many times I just wanted to grab my bags and hit the road, but I gotta stay here um, until my lease is up. As you can see, I ain't got nothing in my apartment. What helps with this B2K thing is a TV. You need a loud TV so you can block these people out. Just turn up your TV so you don't have to hear them. But with me not having a TV, I hear them all day, every day. Walking down the street, I hear them. It's just a barrage of berating is what it is. That's what B2K is. Just a barrage of false accusations and name calling. Like I said, sticks and stones. But after a while, you get sick of hearing it, and next thing you know, you're chat talking to yourself, cussing. And I think that's what they want you to do. They want you to look like a idiot talking to yourself, cussing and ranting like you're some kind of raving maniac. And like I said, I know that it's not my brain. I know someone's doing it. And if I ever find out that it was my brain, I would come on here and tell everybody that I was just going through a mental crisis. But right now, there is not, I don't feel like I'm having a mental crisis. I feel like I'm being attacked. I'm being assaulted by some unknown entity out there, probably some, like I said, some computer geek that got hold to some type of computer AI, and he's using it against the public. And yeah, it was when I got on this chat line, this guy's like, he was saying he's a small penis Asian that want him some blankety blank. And he said it so maliciously and nastily. But then I think a lot of times that they just say they're different ethnicities when they're, another ethnicity. And they just trying to throw other culture, other ethnicities under the bus, you know. But my goal here is to is to get someone online that knows what I'm talking about. I mean, I know this ain't a popular subject. I know people say that the B2K, not a B2K, the direct energy weapons is making them do all this stupid stuff. But then that's just a way to discredit people who's really going through this. They don't want you to know about it. They don't want you to know it's real. It's real. I'm a victim of it. I'm on I'm on a public platform talking about I hear three voices, and that itself is crazy. Why would I do that? Why would I humiliate myself like that? Why would I lie about something like that so the world can think I'm nuts? Now I'm not lying. What I'm doing is telling you the truth. I'm trying to get some help from the public so I can at least understand what's going on. Like what it sound like it's echoing, and it's this man voice. He's just echoing it, and that echo is to really annoy, to really get under your skin. It's um, a hyper annoying echo. And I think it's just mimicking. They're just mimicking schizophrenia. Is man-made. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe so I can get this message out, please. But and like I said, it's three voices. It's a female and two males. One guy sound like he's he sound like he's gay. He sound like a black gay man, but he would say that he's Puerto Rican. This is what they're saying. That he's the guy. The gay voice sound like he says that he's Puerto Rican. And then the rest of them say that they're Mexican. Now, like I said, I think they're using those ethnicity to make me feel some type of way towards those ethnicities. And in Utah, there's a lot of Hispanics that's in the city, and I think they're just using that so I can feel uncomfortable, thinking that, Hispanics are out to get me, so they're using Hispanic. But I feel like it's probably somebody white or Asian, because, I don't know why, it's just the feeling I get. I don't believe it's Mexicans or Hispanics. I don't believe that. I believe they're white because using this type of technology, they're the first ones that latch on to that type of technology, you know. Um, but it says that I'm racist, but I'm not racist. I mean, I talk about every ethnicity. I talk about my own. Um, there's no racism. It's just my opinion. Like a couple of my videos, I've said something about blacks, whites, everybody. I say something about everybody, and I find it kind of funny that they would call me racist, especially being a black woman. I just have an opinion on certain things that goes on this planet. And I would love to be able to sugarcoat it, but when it come out, it's just what it is. Once again, hit that like and subscribe because I'm trying to get this message out. I'm smiling a little bit through here, but this is very serious to me. This is no joke to me. I'm being harassed like crazy, and I can't take it. I mean, I gotta get the hell out of here. I don't know if this thing gonna follow me, but the thing tell me gonna follow me everywhere I go. That's why I said if I find out that it's in my head, believe you me, I will come on here and tell you I was having a nervous fucking breakdown. I was in a new area and my mind started playing tricks on me. I would admit it. But right now it's very real and I hear it and it's very insulting and it pisses me off. Do you know how hard it is to go through the day mad? It's like arguing with someone every day and they want you to be pissed off every freaking day. And it's not good for your system to be angry every day. It's not good for your mind. It's not good for your body to be pissed off every day. And this is what this thing is trying to do, piss me off every single day. And every now and then I can get a smile out of something. But if I don't smile, I would be absolutely upset all the time. That's the only way I could combat it is find something funny about it. But ain't nothing funny about it. But my mind is trying to protect me from this assault by finding humor. Like I told these entities, these things, these damn voices, that I'm not gonna stop talking about it. I'm gonna talk about it as much as I feel like it. I got to get it out. I cannot have this in my head, walking around with my head down, sad because I'm being very verbally assaulted in my head. There's something they're using for me to hear it. 24 hours in insult, insults, and like I said, there's no way my brain would have turned on me like this. I done searched my head all the way through, and my brain still loves me. My brain is not saying I'm an asshole, a bitch. It's not saying none of that. Somebody else is saying it. I've searched my brain and my brain still loves me. That's why I'm telling you, I'm trying to make y'all understand this is an outside attack. Someone is doing it. Someone is using V2K on the masses. They're causing mass psychosis. They want everybody on meds. And then even when you get on meds, they don't work. The reason why they don't work, because somebody's doing it. Somebody is doing it. And then when I was talking to the police just a few minutes ago, I was saying I can't stand this electronic harassment. All she was saying is, yeah, like I think they know something about it. Because, she didn't mention go see a psychologist. She was just like, yeah, I get it. It's hard to cope with that. So I think they're aware of it to some degree. I'm sure other people is complaining about it. Somebody in this mountainous town don't have nothing else to do but attack people. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe so I can get the message out. I'm sorry I can't explain it as eloquently as some people can, but I just want you to understand that I'm a real person and I'm suffering through V2K, and I gotta get this word out to everybody because I'm trying to get some help. I figure I'm gonna do an hour a day of just pleading with society to let me in on the joke because I need to know what this is, you know. And like I said, it came from here. It came from the internet. It came from the internet. The people that's doing it is on this internet, and they're on the internet 24 hours a day. They have schedule just like a clock, just like a work, just like work. You know, they're fucking with people. People that they don't like on the internet, they feel that don't belong on the internet, that ain't a good role model or influence, or you know, they the gatekeepers, and they're attacking whomever get on this internet and try to get some money out of it. Because yeah, I want to be monetized. I sure do. And I never thought this would be the topic that I would have to use in order to get subs. But this is the topic that's going on. I'm being attacked by the internet folk. And yes, I'm telling their little secret. And their little secret is they don't wear a secret. They're musty old bastards that's running around bugging people, using their little computer toys against the public. And is this hard for me to do? No, it's not. It's not hard for me to do at all. Is it hard for me to be in front of this camera talking about I hear voices? Nope, it sure isn't. It's just I gotta get comfortable in front of this camera because I'm usually behind the camera. But do I feel crazy, stupid, dumb by talking about this? No, I don't, because it's real. And I want you to understand that it's very real. So I don't feel stupid, dumb, crazy, or nothing. I feel like I'm talking to the people that's fucking with me. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe because I want this message to go out, and whoever is doing this, I want you to know that I'm going to keep going on live. So I don't care nothing about your threats or whatever. They even threaten my family. You know, that's how low they can go. You know, people that don't even have anything to do with the internet, they threaten them too. But yeah, I'm here to meet you head on. I want you to come on my platform and talk that shit to me. I'm right here in front of you. You know, anybody have any questions, you can go ahead and ask them. And anybody that wants to fuck with me on the internet, you can come on and do it. We can get this going. And yeah, like I said, I don't have a problem with being on here talking about I hear B2K because I know it's real. It's not a joke. It's real, and this is what they're doing. And I'm gonna keep coming on here talking until I'm blue in the face, because I know for a fact this is being done, and my brain still loves me, so they can't tell me that my brain done turned against me. My brain loves me. That's why I cannot accept all this name calling and stuff. I'm not gonna accept that. I'm not a bitch. I'm not a whore. I'm not a prostitute. I'm none of that. My brain loves me, so somebody is doing this. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe so I can get this message out. I want other people to hear it. I'm probably gonna do just an hour of talking about this. I would love to change the subject, but every time I get up in the morning, I gotta hear this fucking shit talking. It makes me want to get on live and talk about it even more. But I also plan to do other things on here. I'm not gonna let this B2K crap dominate my whole life or my channel. But I want to get as much. I want people to understand what I'm going through, and I want them to ask me about B2K, and I want to know who else is experiencing it and what they're experiencing and how did they combat it if they don't experience it anymore. Now somebody told me that they're not getting gang stock anymore. Either they got bored with gang stalking you and just moved on to the next person, but these people is relentless. I mean, they tell me they ain't gonna never stop, so I can't stop. I can't stop trying to find the truth and find out who's doing this. I believe the more it's being talked about, the more that law enforcement will get interested in how this is happening. I think they're going to keep going until they cause concern and the police is going to get involved. It's not going to be a conspiracy anymore. They're going to find out that this is real and it's true and that there's somebody out here um, using technology against the masses. Yeah, I'm about an hour in now. I don't know if y'all heard that phone call, but hello. I don't know if y'all heard that phone call, but that was the police. I'm trying to get out of Utah. I'm trying to get out of here because the B2K here is mind blowing. These people won't shut up. I mean, it's not every now and again. It's every day, all throughout the day, every minute of the day, every second of the day. As I sit here, I can hear like a little mumbling. I think what they're doing is listening to me talk to y'all on live, so they get quiet so they can record everything I'm saying. But yeah, I'm only gonna stay here about an hour, and then I'm gonna get off. I got some things I need to do, but I could tell you this much: all day long, these clowns would be here, running their mouths, insulting me. I gotta cuss them out. I never cussed so much in my life. I've called these things everything but a child of God. I never thought I had to use every profanity I ever knew on somebody, but I used it on them. I cuss them out every chance I get, but I gotta also remember to ignore them. To ignore them some because it's too tiresome. Because you're arguing with a computer that does not, it don't stop, it don't have any emotion, it doesn't care about how you feel. It doesn't care that you're angry, it doesn't care that you're cussing at it. It's a computer, so it just goes on and on with the cuss words, and you go on and on and on. One time my brain was just going a mile a minute, just keeping up with the profanities, because we was going at it, and then it just dawned on me. I'm like, this is a freaking computer. There's no way somebody can run their mouth this much. It got to be a computer. I just don't know what kind. I don't know how they doing it and how they're doing it where I can hear it everywhere I go. I can go to a doctor's appointment. I can hear it really low, but still hear it. But like I said, I'm only going to stay on here for about an hour, then I'm going to get on out off here. Please hit that like and subscribe so other people can hear this message, and maybe we can get together and try to figure this thing out. And don't think for 1 second just because I smile and laugh about a few things that I don't take this serious. I'm taking it very serious. There's very few people that I've seen on the internet that say that they are suffering from B2K and go into details on what's happening. I think I went into details of what happened as good as I could possibly tell you. I pretty much told you everything. It's a everyday ongoing attack on um, my mental health. It's all day, every day, ongoing attack on my mental health. And like I said, if it turned out to be in my head, I will, I will come in front of, I will come in front of YouTube and tell them I was just having a mental health crisis. I'm so sorry, B2K is not real, but it's real. It's real. And it's real dangerous, because they're fucking with people's psyche. Somebody could go batshit crazy and do something rash. And by these people using all these different organizations, they could cause someone to target those groups. That's why I'm saying if you're here in B2K, just know it's not real as far as they're lying to you. They're messing with your psyche, and the organizations that they're naming is probably what they're pulling out of your head. When you're trying to figure stuff out. So you don't know who it is. I don't know who it is, but they know who they are and they know what they're doing, and it's illegal, and they will be caught. And if people keep talking about it. I know it's hard to talk about hearing voices and voice to skull simply because you may have a job and you might have somebody that you don't want to know that you're experiencing this. But when you get the chance, I mean, screaming on the rooftops, yell it out, let everybody know, because me at this point in time in my life, I got the luxury of telling it, and I'm gonna tell it. I don't care who think I'm crazy. I don't give a rat's ass, but I know this is real, and I know what I'm hearing. And don't be afraid when you get the opportunity to talk. But I know that sometimes when you're doing real life, you cannot talk about things like this, but I can. And if you want to ask me some questions, I'm more than happy to tell you. But yeah, this is a targeted attack from the internet. It came off the internet because I used to debate them. And what they did, they started digging into my head, trying to find any kind of traumatic or tribulation in my life, and they just latched onto one, and they just seem to just just milking it, and they won't let it go. And they're liars. I mean, these people was trying to extort me. They was talking about sex with me. They was talking about kids, just trying to ask me about any kind of benefits or monies I get and that they wanted, and they extortionists. They're criminals. They're running game. They're running a criminal game, and the police need to get help to it. And there's more people that talk about it. Maybe it'll shed some light on this subject, because they talked about it before and didn't let it go. But now it done blew up. It's blowing up even more. They keeping it on the low, but it needs to be out there again. They started talking about it, and then they just dropped the ball. And now the gang stalking criminal has picked the ball up and running with it. All right, I'm into an hour. Thank you so much for listening. And yes, a few times that I was being silly. I gotta be silly. If I don't, this shit'll drive me crazy. So I gotta find I gotta get a laugh out of it somewhere, but somehow. But I'm telling you, I'm not kidding when I say about B2K. It's real. It's real, and it's here. The telepathic bullshit is probably some kind of hoax or whatever. But they trying to make you think they can read your mind, and they're talking to you back and forth. Somebody said they collect a whole bunch of data and they just run this program on you. hmm Okay, remember what I said. Tell everybody, yell it on the rooftops. This is Yesme TV. I am Stranger Babe. Thank you very much for listening. And every time I feel like I want to discuss it, I'm going to discuss it. So, bye, Stranger.